Coming up next on KSC TV, hundreds of people gathered in Washington, D.C. as well as Keene for the March for Our Lives protest.
There is a new grading system coming to Keene State. How will it differ from the one the college is currently using?
And more details to come on a new food pantry right here on campus.
Those stories and more are next on KSC TV News.
Good evening and welcome to the March 29th edition of KSC TV News. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Chloe Jarapito. Thanks for tuning in this evening.
Hundreds of thousands of people across America took part in the March for Our Lives over the weekend. The epicenter of this protest against gun violence was in Washington, D.C. KSC journalism major Justin Mahan was there. He shot this video on Pennsylvania Avenue. An estimated 800,000 people were in D.C. for the march. While that event was happening in the nation's capital, hundreds of people were gathering here in Keene for a local march. KSC TV's Grace Pecci was there. March for Our Lives advocates have called for another national school walkout to be planned for April 20th. That day marks the 19th anniversary of Columbine High School shooting in Colorado. The Key Road Plaza in Keene is up for auction. The plaza features stores such as TJ Maxx, Staples, and Petco. The Sentinel reports that the auction is planned because of a breach of condition of the mortgage. The auction is scheduled to take place on April 4th at 11 a.m. Another local landmark recently changed hands. We're talking about the Bruder House. KSC TV's Nick Busby tells us why the Historical Society recently bought the Bruder House from the college. If you would like more information about the Historical Society, you can visit the Ball Mansion on Main Street. The Conval Regional School District is getting a new high school principal. The Sentinel reports Michelle Voto will take over that position on July 1st, 2019. Voto previously served as a research developer for Conval's Applied Technology Center. Current interim principal Gib West will continue as principal until July 2019.
Stay about how students are making the most of their resources on campus.
We'll also tell you how Keene State is making graduation greener. You're watching KSC TV. The job market is looking up for those Resumania students and workers across the country. The New York Times is reporting the government's latest figures show 313,000 new jobs were added in February. That's the largest monthly job increase since July 2016. Coming up, we'll tell you about some record-breaking achievements for Keene State's athletes.
We'll also tell you about a leadership change for Keene's Rise program. You're watching KSC TV.
Keene State College sophomore swimmer Kyle Shattuck has completed his competition in the Division III NCAA Championships in Indianapolis. The Sentinel reports after Shattuck competed in 3 events. He swam the 200 individual medley, the 400 IM, and finally the 200 butterfly. Shattuck's best finish at the Nationals was 26th place in the 200 butterfly. That's all for this edition of KSC TV. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll be back next week at this same time. We'll see you then and have a good evening.
This is a KSC TV news update. I'm Peter Dubois. Vermont resident Nathan Carman will appear in court next week after allegations of killing his grandfather, John Chocolos of Chesterfield. The Sentinel reports the lawsuit was filed by Chocolos's 3 surviving daughters who believe Carman shot and killed his grandfather for a share of his $40 million estate. Carman denies these allegations and has not been charged or arrested. The semi-annual Keene State College Job Fair was last Thursday. The Equinox reports employers from a variety of businesses gathered in the Spalding Gymnasium to talk to students about prospective job opportunities. Money from the event's sponsors goes to the programs put on by the Academic and Career Advising Office. U.S. Senator Maggie Hassan visited Keene Tuesday for a tour of Smith Medical, a medical device manufacturer. The Sentinel reports Hassan also participated in a town hall-style assembly where she stressed the importance of affordable health care for New Hampshire residents. Hassan is the former governor of New Hampshire. This has been a KSC TV news update. I'm Peter Dubois.